All right. welcome. Day 4 online teaching tools workshop, and this concludes the workshop. That's it. Let's just go. Yes. No, man. All right. So we did so many stuff. We looked at RVLE. We looked at Blackboard Collaborate. We looked at Office 365 and some Google services, and I slid in there some helping you with doing your e-time sheet. You missed something important yesterday, and then today these are some tools that I've found along the way. I had to curb myself with the amount of tools that I introduced in this workshop. There's a whole lot more out there, but I didn't want to overwhelm you, but I thought these are exciting, engaging things that you might want to introduce in your classroom. So I limited it. Notice how I said that. Limited it to these. So let's go into it. So today we're looking at Clockify, Trello, VoxVote, Kahoot. Mr. Shelton is to come in and talk to you guys about Teacher Aid. It's not a tool that I use personally, but at least 2 of my animation lecturers use it, and they have attested to it. I have seen the interface, and it's actually pretty cool. However, the reason why Chevy has not done the plunge is the reason that I've been saying since day one. It's a paid service, and when I recommend services, it's always free to educators and very, very free to students. So I asked Mr. Shelton because he paid for the service, but it's very, very good, I must admit, and it will lessen your load, even with developing your rubrics and marking attendance and sorting out your grades and all of that. Everything that you need outside of your assignments and interacting with administration and all, everything else that you need as an educator is in this one tied up in a bow tool. So it really is cool. Yes, and it's not that expensive. I will also admit I just don't buy apps. So trust me, don't let my negativity curb you from actually, taking a look at the app, okay? And then finally, I want to introduce Drawfree. All right, so today's class register, we can actually add a name to the list. And Onika, this was one of the things I was saying. I'm a Google baby, so a lot of what I do surrounds Google, and so this is an easy way for me to mark my register. I place a link to it onto RVLE, so those students can track their attendance as well, because a lot of times they will come back and go, no, miss, I wasn't late, I was on time, or miss, I was at class, and they have to, of course, prove to me that they were in fact there before I mark them on the register. So I just use the paint format, and just drop in there. Let me see, where's Kevin? Kevin is 3rd. No, why I feel like, no, it's the wrong spots. It's the wrong spots. Wrong spots. I'm saying Shakira is here. But it's strange. Shakira has been here every day. Something must be amiss. All right. So another way that you can utilize tools within the classroom. All right. So did you fill out the contact sheet? I know you did not, Onika. I can see it on your face. Onika is just like, I just showed up. I hear there's a workshop. And, you know, I just wanted to make sure that I got a taste of it. So, you know, I showed up. There's stuff you're supposed to do because I know the email you got said there's stuff you're supposed to do before. She's going to, listen, it's there. Tani sent it. All right, I saw it. Nonetheless, there's a link. So I'm just going to ask you, Onika, the original email that you had received, there's a link in there that has an outline to the left. Lower end of the left. Yes, it's there. Got it? All right. And Kevin, if you didn't fill out the contact sheet, now is the time. The link is in the slides, because I'm going to use your contact information to assist me with some of the services that we're going to discuss, okay? In the meantime, and this is a question specific to animation, but what courses you said you teach again, Onika?
Fundamentals of communications and social marketing.
All right, so I'm not supposed to roll my eye. I'm supposed to give you this look of understanding. Yes, being a lecturer at Carmack means I know all the offerings of Carmack and what that entails. So because I already know and Kevin doesn't, I'm gonna ask you, can you give us a little insight into, sorry, not us, give Kevin a little insight into, you notice I can't even repeat the name of the course, right? Somewhere in there. Give us a little insight into, what, I said it again, give Kevin a little insight into what your course entails. Can you just give us a little synopsis?
Well, it's pretty much a foundational course, so it's one of the beginner courses. It teaches students all the ins and outs of communications, different theories of communications, applications, planning as well, and contextualizing. Different channels, messaging used when communicating.
And then these students will then go off into journalism and IMC. So it's a foundation course that all the students will have to do.
Yes.
Sweet.
Social marketing is similar, but when you think about social marketing, you don't think about social media.
No, I know it's different. Dr. White has been singing about it. Yes. He says, listen, these people always confuse social marketing with social media marketing. Nice. I was writing an assignment this morning, doing my homework, and I was saying that in order for us to assist or make some changes regards to the Jamaica educational system, we need to have a strong marketing campaign that pushes how important education is and drive that behavior. So a marketing campaign like that is social marketing. Sweet, 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 sweet. Nice, nice, nice. Now that Kevin understands, and you understand, right, Kevin? Yes, now that Kevin understands, we can move forward in the workshop, because it was only Kevin that gave you the question mark. There we go. So what that means then is, if you're a marketer, you have to know how long, or have an idea how long it would take you to execute any campaigns that you're developing. If you're an IMC student, same thing, how long it's going to take you to develop these communications. Journalists, you can't just take a whole year or 2 years indefinitely to come up with the story that it is that you want to come up with. And it's the same thing with animators. They have to have an idea how long it's going to take them to develop what they're going to develop so that they can create that end result, right? So, asking the question then, why is knowing how long they take on projects important to our students? We know it's important, but why is it important? Okay, sorry, I should have done this. do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay, so that's a tactic that is used by persons in the pageants industry. Yes, yes. Could you repeat the question? That is just a way for them to continuously think. Where them say, oh, me can't answer the question. But I will pander to you, Onika, and say, sure. We know it is important that the students are aware as to how long it takes them to do what they need to do, but why is it important? You know, I thought you would have come up with the answer quickly, you know. Are you using the same tactic that I used a while ago with regards to her explaining what her... He's not in there, he's Mitz. He's a duppy.
It's important for students to know how long it will take to do a task, because when they leave school, they're going to go into the real world world where they will be expected to complete tasks within a deadline.
Right. And so, and even if they are on commission, they cannot give absurd timelines. They have to know who they're working with and what they're capable of in order to come up with something realistic, right? Even in a situation where we all know, Onika knows this, Kevin knows this, I know this, even the gentleman from MITS know this. Sorry, Jeff knows this, right? His name is not Jeff here, Onika. It's a running joke from yesterday. We know that we have some of these clients that will approach us and go, hey, why don't you execute this marketing campaign tomorrow? I need an animation tomorrow. And somehow, some of these students aren't aware that you need to say no, right? Based on the parameters of what you've given me, it is not possible for us to execute what we need to execute by this time. And that's because they are aware as to how long it will take to really execute this thing. So, I want to introduce this service called Clockify. Some of the benefits to Clockify, it has a timesheet set up in there, time tracker, and you can work on projects as a team. So I attended, I'm just doing a shameless plug now, the Jamaica Animation Nation Network had a workshop. They hosted a workshop maybe about a year and a half ago for instructors by across from where I create is. And the guest instructor that came in said one of the ways that you can help the students to know how long they take on these projects or these activities is for them to start timing themselves on these activities, right? And so recently I've introduced to my students, it's not something that they have to report in, but it's a suggestion within the assignment saying, time yourself on these activities using Clockify. Now, there were many services, when I was investigating, there were many services that allow persons to time themselves, but all of them came with a fee. Every single one of them. As a matter of fact, the only other thing, after a while, the only other thing I was thinking of, for the students to use the stopwatch app in their phones. So worst case, right, use the stopwatch app in their phone and they simply say, start, stop, and then they'll be aware as to how long they spent on certain activities. And of course, if it's over a period of days or weeks, they just simply need to accumulate that time so they're aware how long they spend on that activity. And then I found Clockify. I really, really hope that they don't use that model of coming out free first and then charge for the service, right? But what I have been seeing so far, they have been making improvements. So originally they were only a website, which is clockify.me. They were only a website, but now they have an app associated with it, which I always like it when they have apps, because the students with smartphones, it's easier for them to interact with, right? So let me log into my Clockify and show you. And this is something that is actually done in the animation industry. Not so much so in marketing and maybe not communications, but in animation, this is something that is done, because the time that you clock directly relates to how much you get paid, right? So a lot of the paid project management systems that are online project management systems that are being used, you actually log in. You go into your activity and then you click start and you work, and then you click stop when you finish that activity. So I found something that replicates that for our students that they can use for free, so that when they go into the working world, it's not this crazy idea of timing yourself when you're doing your activities. Exactly.
Interestingly enough, there's a scriptwriting software that I use, and it's very interesting because it times it tells you how much time you spend writing and you spend idling.
But that's actually a good thing too.
So if you get distracted, and when you look down and you realize your idle time are higher than your actual productivity timer, and you go, oh God, I spent too much time idle, let me get back to it.
Well, okay, this.
When you start typing, the idle timer stops. And then when you stop typing, like maybe like a few seconds, like say 30 seconds later, the idle timer starts counting again.
Okay, well, this is not an app that is in the presentation, but I found an app called Forest, again, free, right? Forest, and what Forest does is you grow a forest, and yeah, but what it really is, it's you leaving your phone alone. You're not. So it's actually allowing you to be productive on whatever it is that you're doing. So the bigger your forest is, the more, in theory, the more productive you are. Yeah. Stuff out there. Trust me, guys. All right. So as I was saying, there's a timesheet in there, right? And you can track. You can track your timesheet. You can do the time tracker if you want to do the time tracker. And there it is. You just simply press start, and then when you finish, stop. So literally replicating just using a stopwatch. But in this case, you can actually associate it with a project. And so now you can definitely tell how long you're working on a project. And suppose you're working on multiple projects and you stop it for that project, you move to the next project, you start. You with me? And then now you can track your productivity. You get a nice dashboard as well. So again, it gives you, of course I have no projects in there, so it's not giving us any data, right? All right, so we can create, there it is. I had a project in there specifically for us, but see, it's telling me 0 hours and 0 minutes so far, and access is private, right? So let me go back to that, register. Yesterday we went into Google Forms. All right. So we have create. And this is another way, again, could just create a form to collect your students' email address and then utilize them how best needed, you know? Sorry. Where are my team? No, Teams. Teams. Groups. All right. No. By a comma. All right, so I just need to make sure that there's a comma. I am not a robot.
Yes, you are.
All right, so you should have received an email, which you can just click join. You didn't fill out the contact form. All right, you're going to have to sit beside Kevin then.
You know, because I'm in the app and I don't see as much options as you have.
Yeah, the app, a lot of these services, the app is not as, Raman says fleshed out, but in a lot of these cases, the app is not as dynamic as the web interface. But did you get the invitation? Yeah. Hmm? It's fine. It's time to go. Yeah, man. And you miss Mr. Jackson buying lunch for us today. I know, right? And it's East. That's the condition that he's carrying us to East.
You know, this weekend sounds like a fabulous time.
I know. All right, you accepted the invitation?
Yes.
All right, may refresh the page. There we go. Why are you saying verify? Verify my email address? All right, no. Let's not talk about that now. All right. So there it is. Kevin, you're a member of the team. I can set your hourly rate, determine the type of access that you have. Start sounding nice?
Yes.
Because it sounds very professional, something that you would use. So my very first interaction with software, project management software, that I'm trying to remember, it was $50 US per user. Right? I cannot remember the name now. I know I will remember a little later. But it was one that was used by advertising firms a lot. Graphic designers use that one a lot, right? And then you have like Microsoft projects, and you have some others, and all of them have the timing capability built in, but they're really, really expensive, right? So yeah, I like this one a lot. And then so let me assign you to a project. Where am I? What am I gonna give you, Kevin? Buy us lunch, yes. Yeah. I know, I'm just driving that point through, huh? Wait, I didn't add you to the project? I did not add you to the project. Yeah. Add members. There we go. Kevin. Yes. Add. There we go. All right, so Kevin, you should see the project now. And I'm gonna assign buy lunch to Kevin. And now you should be able to clock the amount of time that you are working on a particular project. See, Kevin doesn't want to start. You seen one button? Let me help you. Found the task? No, wait. Yeah. Buy lunch. And see the start? Okay. Start. And you're working. You're being progressive. Awesome sauce. And then anytime you're ready now, you press stop. And there it is. You've logged something towards your timesheet. And every time for that activity, when you're adding, when you're gonna do something for that activity, you just simply go to that activity, press start, and then stop again. There you go. It's gonna start again. And then whenever you press stop, it's gonna add that log to that particular activity. See it?
Yeah.
There you go.
There are the two entries.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that you can do with your students.
How do I see how much money I've earned?
Because I didn't add any hourly rate for you.
What? You have me working for free?
For free. I will. And those. What is which animation again? Where Netflix made a lot of money, but they.
Carmen Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego. There we go. I'm those people. I'm training you.
I tell you, when I heard that story.
I'm training you.
When I heard that story, I just pictured the animator going up to the boss and going, "Sir, please, sir,
Please,
can I
sir,
have some more?
Can I have some more? More? You don't even know what we're talking about, right?
No,
there?
he's too young.
No, we are talking about Oliver Twist, okay? Oliver Twist. It's a movie that I almost had to watch on this thing called JBC, Jamaica Broadcasting Commission.
Yeah, not so many years ago. Like just the other.
Just the other day, because clearly TVJs, so we're very young people. Really? I won't even tell you my trauma with JBC.
Everybody's trauma.
No.
Are you aware of a thing called sign off? No, he does not know.
There's a point where you see the Jamaica national anthem, programming has ended, Jamaica national anthem plays, and then
Yep, color bars.
the color bar.
Yeah.
Yes.
So literally TV used to run from
I don't even know.
Was 5 a.m. to
like
8
11
or 9.
It was that early?
Yeah, it was that early, and then I think later on it went to 11.
Oh my goodness!
But it used to stop at 9, and then there was nothing on TV until about 12 o'clock ish, something like that. Wow. And then at
it
night,
was a clear communication.
at 10 p.m. At must 11, yeah, the 10 p.m. news, and then 11 o'clock when the news finished, sign off again till morning. There was no TV.
There was no programming.
No programming. So this when CVM came out and like 24-hour program in Jamaica, was like, what? 24 hours?
That's impossible.
Remember we used to look forward to that though? Like when holiday come and you have all night transmission, I said, oh, I'm gonna stay up and watch Dracula.
Of course you can't stay up. But yes. I'm hoping you can see that this would be an awesome tool to recommend to your students.
Definitely.
And as I said, 100% free.
How I would definitely recommend my students use it is when they're doing their projects to time each other, like when they're working together. To say,
exactly.
Hey, all right, you're working on this task. Everybody, let's time, and it helps. In fact, I can see this helping even in grading because. You
could probably ask them for the timesheets. I don't ask them for the timesheets, but it could be a possibility that we'll just ask them and that contributes to their grade as well.
Yeah, it could be.
Because then now you'll know
what they worked on and how long they worked.
What they worked on and how long they worked on it, right? And in all honesty, there's a section here where you can include clients. You as the instructor could be brought in as a client so that you can get the broad overview of the project. Right?
And I guess the good thing about it is if I'm in a situation where I really want the students to complete this project, if I can see reports as a client and I realize that, wait, this group don't start doing work yet, or this group has barely, let me call them and ask what is going on, why are they not timing? So yeah, I can definitely use this for this app.
Yeah, man. All right, so we start talking about project management. So then why is project management so important? Especially in our creative industry. We can't just let them go and them do anything they want, right?
Hear back from them when them call. Deadline comes, say, all right, ready? No? What happened?
So why is it important?
Project management. Okay, so projects usually entail having anywhere from a simple to an elaborate plan that concludes at some point, right? And if that plan has a lot of
parts,
components to it, they have to be managed. You know, who's going to do them? When do they need to be finished? Especially if some components are dependent on others. You know, if we have a deadline of the 17th and component B is dependent on component A, then clearly component A has to be finished ahead of the deadline
so that component B can start.
B can get done. So it's important, especially for students with their time management in completing their projects, and just ensuring that they're on pace with their projects.
Right. And what we've been noticing with our animation students, time management is real bad. And I can go further and say it's not just an animation student problem, it's a student problem.
Yeah.
Time management is an issue. So, and then when it comes on to creatives, we don't like project management, as in the persons who actually do the stuff. So in any business, once you're within a creative organization, you have persons who are the creators, and then you have the persons who are supervising or managing the creators, right? And the persons who are supervising the creators are going, well, me need to know what go on. You have to give me some kind of progress, what go on. And the creators will be like, I just want to be free to create. You know, don't pressure me, because that pressure is gonna, you know, impede my creativity, right? And a lot of times the persons who are supervising and managing these creators, they're the ones watching the money, they're the one watching the time, they're the ones talking and negotiating with the client and so on and so forth. So there must be some kind of compromise between the two, right?
Especially if animators or just creatives in general recognize that time is literally money.
Exactly.
The longer you take to do a task, is the less money the company is going to make and the less money they can pay you. So finish your task fast so you can get the next one and get more money.
Exactly. Awesome analogy. So again, outside of just managing how long they spend on these tasks, I was thinking the need to start getting themselves conditioned to using project management tools, because the reality is, if they go into a studio, if they go into an advertising firm, if they go into a marketing firm, any one of these organizations, the likelihood of them bucking up on a project management software is very, very high.
Yes.
So, again, I embarked on this journey to find something free. As I was telling you, one of them that I used, oh my God, I soon tell you what it's called. It's on the tip of my tongue, I just, BaseCamp. Whoa!
Oh, BaseCamp.
BaseCamp.
Yes, I forgot all about
That was the first one I used, and that one is 50 US. It could have, the price could have changed, but it was
is this
per
50 flat
person.
US or per year or per
Let's check
month?
it.
If it's per month, that's very, very expensive.
Honestly, I think it's per month, but let's check, because it's been a while since I've checked it out, it could have reduced due to competition, because there are quite a few online project management tools out there. See, Bitrix, I searched for BaseCamp and Bitrix at the top of the search. Bitrix is another, it's another, oh no. Raman just said Bitrix is a better.
No, because that's what it says.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. So here's BaseCamp. Let's look at pricing.
BaseCamp 2.
Oh dear. $99 per month.
Wow.
But it's flat. Let me see. So that's not per user, because it used to be per user.
20. Wait, go back up. Stop. No, go down.
No, here?
No, further down. Right here. 23 projects, 20 users. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah, 3 projects, 20 users, 1 gig of storage space.
And then the added functionalities, you get more stuff.
So I guess, so this is what 99 US gets you.
This is what 99 US gets you.
Just 3 projects per month, right?
All right, let's look at sign up for BaseCamp personal. Nope, it doesn't. Or is that free? Because they just take it to a login page, you don't take it to a costing page. Oh no, try it free. There we go. That's the trap. But one of the things with BaseCamp, and as I was saying, you can't just watch. You can't. It's flat. It's for your team. But you can't just watch that it's a project management tool. Can it integrate these other things into them? Right? As I said, I'm aware of Bitrix, and there's quite a few of them. Microsoft Projects has still not made the move to go online. What they've done, I've seen Microsoft Planner. But Microsoft Projects, the last time I've seen it, it was on this technology. I'm not sure if any of you can identify with it. It's called a CD. Has anybody ever heard of such a technology? Compact disc. Yeah?
Compact disc. Sounds familiar.
That was the last time I saw an instance of Microsoft Projects. And so when we got Office 365, my expectation was I would have seen projects in Office 365.
That would make sense, yeah.
And in Office 365 is Planner. So the students have Planner available to them, right? In the Office 365 package, the only problem is you as the instructor cannot go into their Planner to see who is doing what and how they organize their project and all of that. That's my only downfall. But you can leave them to their own and say, make sure you set it up in Planner, blah, 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 right? But the one that I recommend is Trello. As I said, I always go for free for my students. And so Trello is one of them that is free. There are other free ones. Asana is also free. And Asana looks beautiful, as you know. But there's like one component, like one thing more or 2 things more that Trello does that Asana, the free package of Asana, doesn't offer when the free package for Trello offers it. So that's the only reason why I recommend Trello. No, Trello is it's not an interactive tool at all. Okay, it is not interactive. That's not the word. Intuitive. Thank you. It's not intuitive at all. It's like Orville. You know, somebody has to give you some initial direction, and then you'll be able to you know, figure your way out in Trello. Asana, however, it is quite intuitive. It's got pretty graphics and stuff. You get these nice big plus to say add and, you know, so it's very interactive. And Asana is used as well in smaller firms, right? So the likelihood of a student using Asana in school and then going into an organization in Jamaica and booking up Asana is very high, right? Especially if it's a small firm. But I still recommend Trello. Why? Trello, if you understand Trello, then you can navigate in Asana, you can navigate in Planner, you can navigate in a BaseCamp, you can navigate. So that's the important bit, that they can survive when they come out of the classroom. So that's why I recommend Trello. So advanced planning for projects, team management, of course, and it facilitates team collaboration. And the only thing that I always recommend when I say put together your Trello, one of the recommendations is always elect a team leader. They must elect a team leader. That team leader collects the email addresses of the team. That team leader creates the project in Trello and then invites the team into the project. Afterwards, they can lay it out how they want, but there must be one person doing that activity. So let's look at Trello. Oh, so I told you Clockify has an app. Trello also has an app. So let's look. Oh, Shotgun is another service, another project management tool. And for animators, what's wrong with me? For animators, especially 3D animators, the likelihood of them meeting up on Shotgun project management, what's wrong with me? Shotgun can be so many things. So let's take a look at how much Shotgun costs. I've used it once. Pricing. And the person who used it, who had it, yeah, so per account per month, if you're super awesome, and if you're, I'm pretty sure this just means you're an individual or you're a small team versus a larger team, right? Thank you, Ramon. And there you can see email support, community support, online documentation, training videos, blah, blah, blah. But this is also another project management tool that 3D animators might book up on. So interacting with project management tools is really important for animation students. All right, so let me log into my Trello account. And again, Trello it's free. You can upgrade it if you want to upgrade it, but I find that the free account does a lot, and it doesn't expire. It's not a case where it is a 30-day free trial or a 60-day free trial or anything like that. Okay, so you're gonna see all of my business now. Did I create one for you guys? No, I didn't. All right, let's see. This was more like me doing a demonstration with my students with testing. So, and I'm the only person in there, so I think I can, no, it's not business settings. I can delete this team, and then let's look at test team again. So the top right hand corner, there's a plus button there, and it says create board, create team, or create business team. Now the business team doesn't matter to us right now because we're not paying for that service. And I always say to the students, create a team first and then create the board that is associated with the team. And the board is just the project, right? So let's create a team. Easy peasy. We give it a name. online teaching tools workshop. Day 4, I don't know. Team description, And then you can start inviting your team members by just knowing their email address. So that's why you would have a team leader for the students' team project, or you can actually search for no man, put in the email address. It's fine. Yeah, you can actually search for the name, and if their account is already there, it will show, and you can select the person, the actual person. We don't know if that's the right KJ. We know it's him, you know, but we don't know if it's the right KJ, right? Because he has no photo, so we don't know if that's Kevin Jackson, right? So you can invite your team members that way. Then now we can go back to go back to plus, and now we can create a board, and the board, as I said, is the project. And it gives us options. So OTTW, that's easy enough. And click the drop down. It's just because I have so many teams. So OTTW. Do I want to make the team visible? Sure. Can make it private if you want, or public. Leave it on only team members. This happened recently. You can actually put some fancy images in the background if you want to. So you know, yeah. I just choose a color. I'm just boring like that, or I've just had my account for so long that I'm used to the colors. I don't know, but okay. All right, let's leave it on the image. No man, let's leave it on the image. Create board.
Yeah, that would be very helpful, because sometimes you have so much boards and you're trying to find a specific board. Images
can assist you. Now, can you bring in your own custom image? I'm not sure if you can do that in the business account, but you do have in the free account the option to select from default images that are there, right?
Right.
Now, what I have seen, and this is across both with all three, Trello, Asana, and Planner, you can determine how you lay out your project. Okay? So in Trello, they have these things called lists. So the board is this big thing. And when you think about it, before, what we used to do in our projects is that you would have like notice board or a blackboard or a whiteboard or something, and then you lay out what it is that you want for your project, who is doing what at that board. So I'm assuming, because I don't know the owners of Trello, I've never watched any behind the scenes with them, but I'm assuming that's where they're coming from, right, when they call it boards, right? Then now we have these things called lists, and the easiest way that I explain to my students, I give them 2 methods that they can use. You can do it more than 2 ways, right? But I give them 2 methods that they can use to flesh out the project. They can have to do, enter, in progress, yeah, enter, and done or complete. Right? And so now you can have a bird's eye view as to everything that needs to be done, everything that is in progress, and everything that's complete, right? So under each list you have these things called cards, and that's the actual activity that you're working on. Okay? So let's say we're planning a party. It's my 16th party, because you know I'm young. Okay, fine. It's my 21st party. Yeah? And I'm planning it. So an activity could be videographer. Yeah man, because you know I want to record this thing for enter. something, yeah, it's fine. Photographer, location, invitations, right? What else we do? Food, and then we put music.
Yeah, I was gonna say music or entertainment.
Yeah, let's put music, entertainment. All right, cool. Enter, and these are all the stuff that we need to get done. But you can drill deeper with Trello. So now you can click on videographer. And so now that card gives us a whole lot more information. So let's say you are the team leader. You are the team leader for the group, the student group. Videographer, or whatever title that they choose, could mean anything, right? Now you have a section where you can add a description, you know, get, search for, and acquire a videographer. That gives you more details, that gives you a better understanding as to what videographer means. And when you think about it, some of these students, they will come up with these titles that you go, what?
Yeah.
What is that? What are you trying to get there? And I'm sure it would cause confusion for your team members as well, right? So a description, just right? A description would assist with them knowing what is this task. Say, all right. Oh, we don't have any member. I didn't add any members to this team. All right. So close for me. Let's click back invite, and let's search for Jack, J-A-C-K, Kevin, J-A-C-K, Kevin at gmail.com. You're not in there as at Gmail?
Sure.
No, at Gmail. Jack Kevin at gmail.com. There he is. There he is.
Oh, okay.
All right, and send invitation. All right, so now KJ is a member of the team, right? So now let's click back on videographer. And so I can click on members and I can choose who is assigned, which member of the team or members of the team that is assigned to this activity. So you can click both of us. And say now both of us are members of, both of us are the persons that should execute this activity. Cool? I soon talk to you about labels. Checklist. And you can leave the name checklist if you want. Now, there's a series of things that we need to do to get that videographer. So Ramon doesn't know about this technology called the yellow pages. You've heard of the yellow pages? It's fine. No, you don't have to pretend. Not because you're a Jamaican man, that doesn't mean that you must bolster yourself and say, yes, I know what it is. Just say you don't know. Own up to it. So it's this huge book. All right, I'm gonna behave. So it could be check yellow pages as the first step, right?
Okay.
Or you know, even before that, set budget for the videographer, right? Set budget. And then it could be press enter, set budget. No,
check yellow pages.
Check yellow pages. Yes. I am 2 L's. I am obviously hungry. Then it could be qualify.
I would say get 3 quotations.
There we go. Get 3 quotations. Enter. Select videographer.
Yeah. I would probably also have another step to say get a video reel or something like that.
All right.
Work.
So that would be before. That's even better. Get them a reel enter. So, you know, we can actually, I think it's to the side, I always forget. We can grab it and drag it up.
Yeah.
There we go. Right? And you can close off now the list. So, even Kevin and I are assigned to this activity, and we have a checklist as to what we can do to get this activity done. Right? We can assign a due date to it. Tomorrow at 12. All right, cool. And then we can, sorry, I'm blocking it. And then we can say when to send a reminder if we want a reminder. So click the drop down. So see, we don't have to set at the time, blah, 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 erase. So day before and save. And what will happen is we'll get an email today at 12 saying, remember videographer, right? We can add attachments, and what I always recommend to my students is have the files or whatever it is that they're working on in a Dropbox or a Google Drive or a OneDrive space, and then add the link. So we can click on attachment, and we can either pick something from the computer, something from somewhere else in Trello, Google Drive, Dropbox. You see where it's there? Or we can place a link. So for instance, you're the team leader for a project, let's say an animation project, and you want the person to create a character design that is along the line or inspired by these images that you found on the internet. You can simply grab those links and drop them here, right? Let's say you're working with somebody and you found a video that is gonna assist them in completing the execution of that activity. Grab the link and drop it there, right? So lots of things that you can attach. Click outside for me. All right, and you can set a cover to cover for for it when you're ready, but not that important. All right, so close. And so now when we look at the activity, we get a bird's eye view. We know that there's a description in there. We don't know what the description is. We know when it's due. We know that there's a checklist in there. I'm following it. That's why there is an I and who is assigned. Now I can still assign somebody. So just grab KJ for me. Click on it and just drag it down to photographer. Right? I can then, there's a little pencil that hovers. Click on the pencil. I can add quick information to it as necessary. All right, save. I can grab location and drag it over to in progress, right? And that's one of the cool things, and you can do that with the app as well. So now again, you can get a bird's eye view as to what's happening with the project. So this is method 1 with how to execute. This is method 1 that I explain with students. Now, it could also be that they decide, so just double click on to do for me, Raman. It could be that they decide they're gonna have the list as the name of the persons in the team. So one of them could be Chevy. And then double click here, Kevin. And over here, Raman. Jeff. Right? And then every card that is under Chevy is all the activities that's related to Chevy, right? Now remember, I bypassed labels. So we can click on any. Let's go on one, invitation. So I can add labels to it as well. And so the one that I like to use, right, is, so click on the pencil beside green, and we're gonna call that one to do. Save. And yellow, we're gonna make that in progress. I know, it's fine. It happens to the best of us. And then red is done or complete. And save. And so we can close it. Or yes, you can create a new label if you want with a new color if that works for you as well. So close it out, save, yes. And so now under Chevy's list, you can see everything that Chevy is to do based on the color. You can see everything that Chevy is in progress or have completed, right? And another cool thing, excuse me, is that you can actually click on the label. No, you clicked on the yellow part. Yeah. If you want to see what the label means, you can again get a nice bird's eye view, because you might forget what these colors mean, right? So many different ways. Another way that we could do for animation is, you know, a list is script development and all the activities that's associated with script development, storyboard, animatics, so on and so forth. So there's so many ways that you can lay out your project. At the end of the day, are you on target? Have you fully fleshed out what this project is? Make sense? Feel good? All right, sweet. So let's go back to the slides. I cannot remember who is next. So, have you ever used clickers in your classroom before? Now, the gentlemen from MITS are gonna be like, what should I try to say? Because the University of the West Indies, through the Mona Information Technical Services, I got it right? Nowhere near? Close? All right, Mona, I know for sure. Instructional? No. Information? Come now, give me the sun. Clearly, me I struggle. Technical services? Technology. Oh, okay. You see, this is why I mustn't take show off, you know, right? So the University of the West Indies, through MITS, has clickers, and clickers are amazing. Let me go again. Clickers, amazing. Yes? You can send an email to MITS to say, MITS, you can ask them for demonstration for clickers. You can request the clickers, right? How many you're gonna need, for what class, at what location, and they will be there and provide the clickers. And clickers are amazing because what you do is you can integrate it directly into your PowerPoint document if you so desire. The students get a device, an actual thing with a button on it, right? And then you ask them questions. So you're scrolling through your PowerPoint and you ask them a question, and then based on how they vote, they click. And they use that technology as well for, like in marketing research. Persons click, and so you can collect information, and then directly into your PowerPoint, you see the results of what the students had clicked. And some persons actually use it as an assessment tool as well, but you can use it as an instructional tool where you ask a question, you get their viewpoint, you see the results on the screen, and then now you can have some lively discussion around what persons had said. Pretty much like what we had said with regards to the quiz yesterday, but this is more live. The quiz, the person have to submit the quiz in order to get it. This now, you get the information live, right? And so clickers are amazing. That said, getting a hold of clickers is one of the hardest things, especially when you are competing with MedSci, who uses them a lot, right? So it can be a little bit difficult getting them. And so when I was first introduced to clickers through, let me just do a shameless plug again, through the CETL, Center for Excellence in teaching and learning. Woo! Yes, I did it. I did it. I'm sure that's what it stands
Yeah,
for.
I think so.
So through them, we got a demonstration on the clickers, and I was blown away. And that wasn't the only demonstration that I got with the clickers. And it just said to me, this is something that I need in the classroom. And I remember the first time I sent the email, and I said, hey mates, I know about your clickers. You know, I have this very teeny class in Montego Bay. And they go, oh, you're in Montego Bay. All right. So, and that should tell you, this was, I haven't taught in Montego Bay for years, so that situation could have changed. It could be that they do have clickers in on the Montego Bay campus, but at the time when I made the request, they weren't available. And so, I had a few classes here on the Mona campus. So I said, well, I'm on the Mona campus now. Hey, mates, can I get access to the clickers? We're sorry, but clickers aren't available for the time that you've requested. I go, all right, cool. Another class, and I send an email, can I get clickers? And so it was becoming clear to me I can't get access to these clickers. So it was, so I said, how can I solve this problem? And I was doing the training through CETL, oh God, it's such a, I don't know the name, but it's a 2-year program that you can do at the CETL for free. Whether you're a part-time lecturer or a full-time lecturer, you can go to CETL, do a 2-year program, and you are certified as an instructor, teacher at the tertiary level, right?
Okay.
It's amazing. It's hard, but it's amazing. But that program, we had a teaching with technology class, and I was introduced to VoxVote, which I'm gonna show you, if not this one, the next one, but I think it's VoxVote I'm gonna show you first.
Yeah, because I think VoxVote. Is it VoxVote first or Kahoot?
No, it's VoxVote. Yeah, it's VoxVote first. And so when I saw that demonstration, I went, wait, I can do the same thing with clickers and have the students use their phones or the computers, and I get the live stuff and all of that, and then I don't have to be stressing out mates to send out this limited amount of clickers to wherever I can know within my small classes, because our classes are small, especially when you compare to a management studies or a med-sci. Our classes are really small. So I can now have them use their phone and the computer, and I get that same interactivity. So let's look at the benefits of VoxVote. It leads to a very engaging classroom, especially if the questions are done right. Real-time responses, and it's anonymous as well, so the person can give their vote, and it's not a case where, you know, they're being highlighted. And you can use it as, at least I use it as a formative assessment tool when I used to use it. But as I said, some persons actually also use it as an assessment tool, a summative assessment tool. So it's, I guess you can just utilize the technology what best suits you. But yeah, as I said, I use it as formative assessment. All right, so what I want you to do, I want you to go to live. So if you have the VoxVote app on your phone, you can next slide for me. You can put in this code, access code, or you can go to live.voxvote.com and put in the access code. In the meantime, I am gonna go into my VoxVote account. I should have written down the code, shouldn't I? Okay. All right. As soon as I log in, I'll carry it back. Shakira is here. Yeah, that's the code. Give me a second. So you arrive just in time. Kevin is gonna tell you what to do. I'm gonna log in the meantime and start this activity. It was supposed, yeah, it's supposed to be the first one, and I'm supposed to take it live. All right. Kevin, I don't hear you talking to Shakira.
I was waiting for the code.
Oh yes, I was supposed to go back. Yes.
I don't know what to do yet.
All right, so if you're on your computer, oh, you frightened me out. If you're on your computer, you can go to live.voxvote.com and then put in the access code, or if you're using the mobile app, it's gonna ask you for the access code.
It says the event is not open.
Because I haven't opened it as yet. Yes.
Yeah, she was telling us that Voxvote is an alternative to clickers. You can get a lot of interaction from your students.
So I don't want to start it until, until you're ready, and then I'll start it. You don't want anybody getting any, well, Kahoot is even worse. You don't get an unfair advantage in VoxVote. VoxVote just collects the responses, but Kahoot is, it inspires competition. That's as much as I'll say right now. Yes. Clockify and Trello already. You put it like, oh, you're closing out the others? Thanks. Don't close up Clockify because I haven't logged out yet. Oh my goodness. And then we can mark Shakira as present. Oh, that was the contact sheet. Can mark Shakira as present. I should give Shakira a gift, you know. Yeah. Yeah. What can I give Shakira? You eat sweet stuff, you girl?
Not really.
Not really?
So no chocolate much.
No
Chocolate
brownie.
is fine.
Chocolate
So brownie is good? All right.
No brownie.
No brownies?
Just chocolate.
Okay, yeah, I can get chocolate done. All right. We'll.
Chocolate and nuts are great.
All right. Sweet. All right. So are you there?
Find the thing.
You're not finding it, or it says it's not opening?
Activate.
Yes. That's fine. I was waiting on you. So you're there. So click on live. No?
It's not showing me the thing.
Oh no, man. Go to open a new window. You don't have to sign up for the account. Just go to live.voxvote.com.
I need to introduce you to this. It's a Jamaican chocolate.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Okay.
That's where the
Oh.
was from.
No, I see. It's me Russian.
Yeah. There we go. And we're waiting on those digits. So
What was it?
you can click live now for the top one,
79805.
and then click back on the slide so they can see the
79805.
79805. All right. Go back to VoxVote for me. Okay. Start. You guys can vote.
Okay.
Do you want your students to be engaged in the classroom? No?
No.
Just want them to open their heads and get.
Stop. Everybody voted?
Yes.
Stop. Refresh. No, there we go. Everybody says yes. And then you can see now you get the response immediately, right? All right, we can go to the next question. Do you feel engaged? Press play. And I'm not talking the ring palm finger engaged.
As in, is the student feeling engaged?
You, right now in this activity, do you feel engaged?
I do like this.
Everybody, everybody's voted? Yeah? All right, stop. All right, sweet. Next question. Do you feel inclined to incorporate this technology in your classroom? Press play. You pressed it? All right.
Where's the hell no button?
All right, stop. What? Everybody getting 100%? No, it's 100% for the responses. All right. On a scale of very satisfied to very dissatisfied, how do you feel about this workshop? Please, please.
On a scale of
Just go between satisfied or very satisfied.
But this is weird because you must put a number as well as
Oh, is that
It's asking for a number?
Yeah. Because I was there saying, wait, you
like
brought...
it's redundant.
It looked like I've activated the wrong type of question, but still give a number. You've given a number?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, stop. Let's see what happens. This is you, Kevin. I know this is you.
You can't prove it. You can't prove it.
It's anonymous. You know, I can't click on it and go, who do this?
Oh, it is.
But you see, you can get different. You can get the emotions and the perspective of the students based on the type of question. I mean, I ask nonsense, right? But nonetheless, you have to construct the questions that you want. No, I gave you on the end of a student, so you didn't have to have a VoxVote account in order to use VoxVote, right? But to create the questions, you have to go to VoxVote, create your account, log in, and then you just simply create your question.
I was wondering how comes it
Click on quiz results.
I was wondering how comes it didn't ask me to sign up.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about your students having to sign up. And what I do like about it too, they can engage using the computers or a tablet or a phone, right? And that's what I was saying. It's the same thing as the clickers. It's just now using their devices to engage, right? Now, what I found, so what I said to you with the clickers is that you can have it directly, you can get the responses directly into your PowerPoint, right? Your presentation. With VoxVote, with VoxVote, you have to pay for the upgrade in order to get it into your slide. So that's the only drawback that I was seeing with VoxVote, okay? But you saw what I just did a while ago, right? I had my slides in one section, and then I just direct you to VoxVote. We did what we wanted to do in VoxVote, and then I can go back to the slides, right? So you guys can make a determination as to how you want to go about it, or if you want to pay for the additional service. What was this again? Click on the one. Everybody can score 0?
Looks up.
Oh, I think because I didn't ask any. Anywho, so that's VoxVote. Did I get you guys excited? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So let's go back to the slides. Oh, I should show you how to create it. So my account. Sorry. All right. So everybody with me? Looking on my screen for a bit? I can just create an event, create new event, and I give it a name. Tester. I love to have tester apparently. Location is Antisu Lab, right? Activate message module, allow audience to send messages or questions moderated by you. It's up to you. allow Vox quiz mode, or allow audience to receive email summary of voting results. That's also available, right? And then we create. All right, and then now you build your question. You see how simple it is? You ask a question and then you tell it. What type of question is it? Is it a single response? Is it multiple? Is it an open-ended question? You make that determination as you go along. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. And then once you've completed, let me see, once you've completed, to start it, you see the list of everything that you've created, and then to start it, you just go live. Easy peasy?
So far.
All right. Bam, bam, bam.
So question.
Yes.
Do you have a question bank, or if I wanted to administer the same question to different classes, I have to create different?
Yeah.
I have to recreate a question.
Yeah.
So,
But that's a very good question.
and there's no duplicate.
You know, I've never done, yes, there is duplicate. Wait. There is it. Where is it? I did find it once, because I was frustrated.
Because I'm there thinking if I'm teaching 3 streams and I want to administer the same question.
There it is, duplicate. I was like, where did I find it? There it is, duplicate.
Okay, great.
It's there.
Awesome.
All right, so that's Vox vote. So the next one, well, yeah, man, I already answered that. Next one is Kahoots. I encountered Kahoots in the strangest of ways. I actually went as a speaker for an event, and another one of the speakers used Kahoots as his engaging activity, and I was like, oh! And I was like, this is similar. It's similar to Vox Vote, but it goes another notch, right? All right, so let's go into benefits, right? So benefits, again, engaging quizzes, live responses, same as before, but in this case, a king can be crowned. So in this one, in Kahoot, it is not just that you respond and you respond correctly, it is who responds correctly the quickest. Yes? And it tallies up. So as you go through the different questions, it tallies up. Now, one drawback that I have with Kahoot, well, 2, you cannot incorporate it directly into your slides, but you're gonna say, we'll just move from the slides and go over to the service and come back. So that's one drawback. The second one is you have to have some color coordination thing going on. All right, so what's happening is you ask the questions and the responses, I'm warning you guys, and this is something you would have to warn your students about. So a question is asked, you have the responses, but the responses have color codes beside them. So once you see the color that you want, when you're gonna vote, it's the color that you're gonna vote on and not the answer that you are trying to give. You with me?
Okay.
All right, so that's something, if you would decide to use this service, that's something that you have to warn the students, because he didn't warn us. He didn't warn us when we were at the seminar. And so at first, the first question, all of us was like, oh yeah, that's the answer. And then we went to the interface and we were like, I don't know which color it is. What is it? After a while, everybody was just guessing what the color. It was crazy. Especially when he told us that there's going to be a winner, you know?
Yeah.
All of us were like, no, this isn't fair. So, all right, what was it again? No, yes. So I want you to click on it, and there's the Kahoot app. There's the Kahoot app. Why is it giving me everything? everything. You see that? I don't want to cheat. All right, play as guest. What? All right. Go to the app. Or is it because I'm not logged in here? This didn't happen to me the last time. All right, wait. I know Kevin is a quick draw, so you downloaded the app already, right?
Yes. And I'm in it.
All right, you can use mine. I think what I did was to pick up the wrong information when I created this one.
The quiz with this now?
Yes, you're gonna answer with that one. Give me a sec, because I think what I did was, I picked up the wrong information when I copied it into the slides. Because the last time it gave me just the interface, so I think I did something wrong. But we're just humans, so sometimes mistakes happen. Dear God. Where are you taking me to this? On a Reels? I use this thing like 2 or 3 times and now it's just taking me to the pay service.
So for this one, we're gonna type in the answers.
No, I think maybe that's why it's not coming up. No, you don't understand. It's blocking me. I was gonna show you guys something amazing.
Thanks, maybe later. Thanks, maybe later.
Oh! See, okay, this is why reading is important, students.
No, don't worry, that's what they trick you. They put that as the smallest text.
Oh my God!
They can't see it.
Oh my God, because I was just saying, I know I signed up for the free and I wouldn't have done the free trial. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I'm like, what is going on? No, but then it's still showing the question.
So where do we?
Team mode, what are they?
Your phone is closed.
Player versus player. Oh, I'll So you see a section there that says enter pin?
Oh,
And that's the pen.
And that's the pin.
oh, so long been.
Will we have to type?
You will not need to type. I think the only thing you need to type is your name because it has to identify a key. No pressure, Shakira, but you represent all women in all of society, all over the world. Oh, goodness.
So I put in the name.
I mean, you said she represents all the women, so I represent the men.
Goodness gracious. All right, start. Everybody ready?
Yep.
All right. There are 3 questions. Are you ready? What is the name of this workshop?
It's a great question.
Why is this in colors?
Look on the screen.
Oh,
Also, you can see that.
Oh.
11,
Okay.
10,
I'm
9,
sorry.
8. Yeah, a couple seconds. All right. All right, we're looking good. Go, Kira.
No
Yeah, you're in the lead so far. Yes. All right. Next. True or false? Animation is one of the greatest
Alright,
professions.
this is not a question. Trump. I really say false.
You're representing all the women. Good job, Kira. Going on good. You're going on good. All right, next. Where is this workshop being conducted?
Where are all the marbles?
Ooh. All right, next. What?
Where is it being conducted, Yui? That's what I put.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's because you represent all the women in all societies around the world.
The more specific
question.
one would be an X.
It's fine. You did great, Kira. Yay!
I like this app.
We need to talk about that question too. That's not my real answer. But I figured that's what the whole public the class would say.
But you see how you can inspire with the competition.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this one is best used. I have not used it in a classroom just yet, but I've been trying to ponder, and I think it's best used like an end of class activity,
Right.
summarizing what you've done, a culminating activity to say, have you learned what you're supposed to learn? And we can crown a king or queen, right?
It's fine.
You can actually put them in teams as well. I had set the competition to be player versus player, but it could be team versus team as well, so you could group the students. So an activity that I used to do.
If a group of students, but only one person
One
can.
phone, right? One phone to respond.
So they would have to designate who they think is
the
swift.
quick draw, right? So an activity that I used to do when I was in Montego Bay, I used to have one called Class Challenge Quiz, right?
Yes.
And I actually bought buzzers. I'm not joking. Went to Amazon, bought buzzers, and then they would have to buzz, and then they had to answer correctly, and then they would get the marks, and then everybody would be like, yeah, our team. And I actually left that team right throughout the semester. So almost, not all the classes, but almost all the classes at the end of it would have class challenge quiz. And then at the very end of the semester, we would have prizes and stuff based on their performance. So
and we just attach a 5 marks to it, and
there we go.
everyone will come geared up.
There we go. But actually, I didn't have to add
It was
percentage.
that exciting.
No, it was exciting, but outside of that, they wanted the prizes. They wanted the prizes. We would have agreed on something that was manageable by me. A lot of times, $100 credit. $100 credit. They don't have no money.
Yeah. I've seen a teacher do like 3D animation project, 3D modeling. I think it was like $500 to the person who has the best piece.
I've gone as far as that, but it had to be a big project. And what I did was I got a gift certificate from Tutti Frutti. And the minimum that the gift certificate could be at Tutti Frutti was $5, so I got it. And then I go, okay guys, here it is physically. And now you're competing, and they go, woo, all right.
Wow.
Yes. So I'm not saying spend money out of your pocket.
Right.
You can find innovative ways to award the students. And actually in our VLE, we have this thing called badges that you can award students. A lot of Schoology does that. I just said a dirty word. There is another learning management system that Mr. Jackson is aware of that can also has the capacity of awarding badges, right? And that could be it. That could be the digital way that you're tracking the students' performance, and then you can say at the end of the semester. I always say end of the semester. I cannot afford every week, okay? At the end of semester, we I'll have some prizes and stuff, and we have this culminating activity, you know. So you have little activities as we're going along, and then at the end. Another one that I use that for is revision sessions.
Right.
So ask questions, the persons who answer the most, they get like a little candy. So each question you get right, you get a little candy. I just buy a, you know, go like Woolworth or something and get a nice big bag of candy. And then, you know, as you're responding, of course some of them go, Miss, you want us to get big and fat? I say, you don't have to eat it. You can share is caring, right? Share with your classmates, you know? And then we discuss if it's correct, yes, why it's correct. If it's incorrect, why it's incorrect, you know? So stuff to get them engaged. The badges, it's actually coming way back from basic school, right? So even now, my daughter is in prep school, and the thing that she monitors, how she monitors her progress, it's the number of stars beside her name versus the number of stars beside everybody else's name. And so sometimes I'll see her come home stressed out about her homework. Stressed out. She's 7. Stressed out because she's like, Mommy. So we'll forget to do our reading exercise, and she's like, Mommy, don't forget reading, because we need to go through the reading, because she wants her star so she can compete. Because for them, it's at the end of the term, they get a prize. It's the same thought. It's just applying to older folks and giving them prizes that will apply to them, you know? So stuff that you can think about, but yeah, Kahoot is nice. It's just like Voxvote, but as you can see.
Outside of Orville, is there another app that can track those? No?
Oh, track the badges?
Yeah, like a badge.
Not that
That
I'm
they can
aware,
have on their.
but if I was, I would just get like a Google spreadsheet and just have all of the names, and then you can track, you know?
Yeah.
A simple method that I'm thinking of, that's what I would do, you know? But yeah, I find that they respond. I would give students even, so let's say we do a lesson, and then students, I give them the option to challenge themselves on the lesson. So Kevin and I were discussing, I know I'm leaving you out just a little bit, but just bear with me with the example. There's an exercise that you have to do in animation called bouncing ball. Everybody who has ever studied animation under the sun does the bouncing ball animation, right? But then I will issue a challenge to my students and say, you know, those of you who wish to take on the challenge, why not, and I know using your example, Kevin, why not have a face and some hair on that bouncing ball and see how it will behave. And the ones that perform well, you get a badge or you get some kind of prize, which will then encourage them to do the extra work. You with me?
Right.
So there are different ways that we can get the students excited about the content, even outside of just giving them money or candy, or because we're not getting paid that much.
Yeah.
Gold stars work. Okay, let me go again. I went to Woolworth and I bought stars, gold stars, like what you got in prep school. Yes? Gold stars work as well. I would go and go, yes! And go, you could get gold stars. Just like when you're in prep school, you could get, or primary, you could get for anything, right? So you answer the question. You might have gotten it wrong, but just the mere fact that you are somebody who don't usually ask questions in class, and you ask a question, gold star for you. And they love it. I remember one student argued with me, I'm not joking, argued with me. No, I answered the question. It might not have been the best answer, but it was along the lines of what the answer was. Give me my gold star, miss. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, and they collected the stars on the computer, or the phone, or the tablet. And for those who had the notebooks, I can put it on the notebooks. And in some cases, yes,
Really?
on the center of the forehead, they got their gold stars. And something as simple as that work as well. So it's not a case where you have to think, oh my God, Chevy went and got a $500 gift cert to Tutti Frutti. So, you know, this education thing is this expensive endeavor. You can figure out ways to motivate them, which is not necessarily having to buy stuff, you know. So
Does this thing have a
They're always
leaderboard?
on KFC.
Nah.
even with the rat in there. Sorry, continue.
Well, then maybe we can talk to restaurants in Jamaica for some sponsorship.
Who?
So maybe we can talk to restaurants
Not
in
them.
Jamaica for some sponsorship.
Been down that road.
Maybe some vouchers for some free KFC.
This is for some
If they can more than
KFC.
afford it, people
They
there
can,
see like
but that
24/7.
doesn't mean they will.
They will. It's opening the doors. You know much teachers in Jamaica? That's opening.
They
That's setting
don't. They
a
don't
bad
sponsor
press.
anybody.
Just show them a picture of a rat and say, yo, give me the KFC or so I tell people you're putting at the chicken.
They don't care.
Ratatouille taken to another level.
But you don't have a leaderboard, right? You don't have a leaderboard because
No.
the persons doing the voting don't log in.
No, it just gives, it's just at the end of the activity, it just gives this kind of stuff. And which is why I'm saying, if it is that you want to track it across
Right,
multiple
put it in that
days,
spreadsheet.
then you might want to just, a spreadsheet to me, that's one of the simpler ways to, where did I put my phone?
I have your phone.
Oh yes, I was testing you if you knew you had my phone, Shakira. Thank you, sweetie.
Fun game.
Isn't it? I trust you.
Demand them.
Man, damn. The man
Or
them should
destroy.
They should get their revenge.
Demand them.
Oh my goodness. I swear. Putting even a big smile on my face, and I'm the instructor. Thank you very much for that, Kevin.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. So I still don't see Mr. Shelton. All right. So when was the last time you gave your students drawing challenges?
Drawing challenge.
Drawing challenges.
This is specific
Last
to
semester.
animation.
This is specific to animation
Last
students.
semester.
Last semester. All right. No.
And specifically, I can't tell you.
Let me just go off on a tangent.
Yeah, go on a tangent.
You have to be able to draw to do animation.
Oh, this debate is as old as time. There is a school of thought out there that says, no, you do not need to be able to draw in order to do animation. There's another school of thought that says, yes, you must be able to draw in order to do animation. I was one of the persons who said no, and now I am one of the persons that says yes, you must be able to draw. It gives you, and by draw, I don't mean like Picasso and, you know, hang it up in in a museum or so, but you must have some kind of appreciation for art to do animation. That is my perspective and the perspective of some people in animation. And as I said, there are another set of people that say, no, you don't need to. It just depends on who you speak with. And now Shakira is going to go, well, I'm going to go talk to one of them people who will say yes. So no, they're going to say no. So that way I have the permission.
I mean, I don't know. I think if you can get somebody to do the drawings for you and you animate them, you're still an animator. Yes? No?
Technically.
Kevin is going to...
Technically.
Because, or what if what you are animating is telling a story too as well, right?
Alright, so the thing is, there's
You can use shapes and geometric type structures that don't require the
Give me a minute, let me
artistic
talk to
side of
Shelton
it.
in a meeting.
So the thing is that is generally called motion graphics.
Oh, as opposed to animation.
Right. So some people put it under the animation banner because drawings and figures are moving. But
All right, so we've hashed out the the debate.
Yes.
Are you
Satisfied yet?
okay? All right. Now what I've been hearing from some of the animation students is, oh, you know, we've been drautists. That's one of the reasons how comes they made the decision to come over to animation, you know, when they were in high school. A lot of us made that decision. We're good at a subject and somebody says, well, you know, what possibilities who can you be because you're good at this subject, right? And animation was one of the responses for them, so they're studying animation. But they don't get this opportunity to really draw, right? So I was at a Jan meeting and got introduced to Drawfree, and I thought, this is really, really nice. And then I was also at Kingston for Shakira, is a conference in Jamaica. You were there? You know about it? Oh, she just boxed me with her. All right, fine, virtual box. Okay, no problem, Shakira. Fine. I thought I was cheering you on as girl power. It's okay. You hurt my feelings there. It's fine. I'm troubling you. And the Wacom guys that were there, they also had a drawing challenge, and I found that the students were really fueled by doing. Okay, so that huge thing that you see on the desk, that huge black, that's a Wacom tablet, and you actually can use it to draw directly into software. So there's a screen, you connect it to the computer, and you have Photoshop and animation software, and you can draw directly into it. So I found that the students were really excited about these drawing challenges. So I thought, why don't we have drawing challenges in our classroom? We want them to be excited about the content, right? So a character design course, or a topic, a drawing class that is surrounding a certain type of activity. We have gesture drawing and so many different types of drawing that these students have to create. Why don't we have end of class activities that are actually drawing challenges? Make sense? So before this, so allows your students to create, because that's one of the things why they're in the class anyway. And again, it fuels competition. Now I know competition can be a little bit sketchy depending on the type of students that you're working with, because not everybody likes competition. I am very, very competitive, so I love competitions. But there are students who shy away from that, and you might find that they don't want to engage in activities like that. So you might want to be abreast as to what's happening with your students. But nonetheless, if they're competitive, this is reading. So if you go to Drawfree's website, sorry Ramana, they're button, you can click. That was very scary. What it does is it gives you these challenges. So there it is, it's nice and blank at first. You click, tell me what to draw, and it randomly generates something for the students to draw. A broken elf, browsing, what's that? 4chan?
4chan is like Reddit, but
okay.
I need to understand what the privity actually is.
So a lot of times it's randomly generated. So a lot of times you might want to say try again, right? You might want to say try again.
Tubular zombie.
Okay, I like it already.
Acting out some terrible Harry Potter fan fiction that they wrote.
Try again.
Would you like to attempt?
I could attempt that one.
This one. All right. Let's attempt it. I did not bring any paper though. However, no, let's not do that. I do have paper. I have somebody's paper that a student supplied. Thank you, students. So my students, I'm gonna show off in the camera. So my students often leave little artwork in the lab. No joke, no lie. And I have no idea which student's work this is. However, what they have done for us is supplied us with paper. So thank you. Thank you, anonymous students. And very naughty Chevy. What they tell us is that we're supposed to be prepared for the activities that we're gonna allow our students to engage in. So I was being a very bad, you can answer for me, Ramon. I was being a bad instructor because I didn't come prepared with paper.
You should try it in there as well.
Oh no.
Quick draw. With google.com.
Who was it?
You want to have your pets?
Oh. Yeah, man. We need pencil?
See, senorita, see, professor.
I
See,
have.
senora.
It doesn't have to be well. In my case, it will not be
Yeah.
much of
I do not. Andre, are you running to my rescue? Thank you. We have pen, we have marker, we're good. So Kevin, you couldn't give her the pencil and you use a marker?
I guess.
The pencil with the eraser, you disgusted.
It's fine. If I made a mistake, I'll cross it.
Woman power, she bad like that.
No, but
She don't need to erase,
I know
she
I'm
bad
not
like
good
that.
at
Give her the
drawing.
pencil.
It doesn't make a
Okay,
difference.
fine. Okay.
Thanks.
So
Yeah, man.
you say tubular zombie acting out some terrible higher point of my picture. Alright, fine.
What's tubular?
Yes, that's a term from what? The 80s?
Listen now. Young man, right?
Tubular is year
Awesome.
cool.
Bill and Ted would be very, very upset, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would be very upset with you.
All surfboarders.
Yes.
Totally tubular, man.
Harry Potter now.
Like, bro, did you see that epic wave that fell off the coast? Man, it was so tubular, man. Like, why do you people speak this way? Now, when you come with the fan fiction section here, all I just remember is all the things that J.K. Rowling has been saying on Twitter.
All right, let's see. But the site is Drawfree generator. See, Drawfee-generator.com. I'm wondering, I keep wondering every time, because the service is actually Drawfree. So yeah, but it's Drawfee-generator. Why are you testing us now? No, we're Alright, teacher aid up. That's weird. I'm not seeing pricing. Interesting.
You're not supposed to shade in drawing, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. I think I'm done.
I'm done.
Trying to remember any other Harry Potter element.
All right, let's see what we've been getting.
It works.
It works. Gold star for both of you.
This is more Harry Potter-esque. This is imaginative.
I love it, Shakira. I love it. I love
It's
it.
very skilled drawer.
Yeah. All right. So you see, Drawfree, and again, you know, methods that you can get the classroom to be engaging. And just getting, and it doesn't necessarily have to be this app per se. Mr. Jackson had suggested another one.
Quick Draw
Quick Draw.
at withgoogle.com. So that one is more of like a thing there.
There's no way there's a drawing app out here associated with Google, and I've never been
I've
exposed.
never heard of
No,
a
that's not-
withgoogle.com before,
that's-
so I don't know.
that's-
But
that's not-
for Quick Draw.
don't listen
yeah,
to
that
me.
first one.
Don't listen to me.
So click Let's Draw. Alright, so draw a mailbox in under 20 seconds. So you have to draw a mailbox.
Oh, I see.
Draw. Time is going.
Oh.
There's audio. Yeah, there's audio, by the way.
This is on Google.
Yeah, and the computer, the AI will try to guess what you're drawing.
I see red and barn.
Awesome.
Nice.
Draw a bird.
I want to do this one.
All right, let's do this one. Bring it up.
Who's skillful?
Where we're going on? I am.
So it's quickdraw dot withgoogle.com.
Oh, they're going to tell us to. Oh,
Yeah, they're going to tell you what to draw.
You want? You guys want to see my bird? You ready? You want to see my bird?
Yes.
Oh, under 60 seconds. Under 60 seconds.
I see.
That's a bird.
We're all going to get something
That's a
different.
bird. Yeah, we're all going to get something different.
Fine. Let me do it smaller.
I see the Great Wall.
Draw cooler.
Oh, look. Now we can draw a barn.
This is better with our drawing tablet. Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
Hold on. Oh, it's 6 things you have to do. Oh, wow.
I see a t-shirt. You disgusting AI.
This kind of easy.
I don't remember baseball. Lord.
People circle and they just have 2 lines, 1 side.
But it's not a circle. Isn't this a tennis ball I'm creating?
They read it and kill it. This will be faster.
I cannot.
I see a hat, excellent man, shoes, smiley face, curse, basket, bird, helmet, teddy bear. I know, it's a flower. A suitcase, you say.
Well, let me turn my volume up.
No, it's a suitcase.
Oh.
I see bench, or seesaw, or fence, or postcard, or book. I see barn, or jacket, or bread, or mailbox, or
I'm
stereo.
done.
I see washing machine,
Yes,
or lantern,
barn,
or cooler.
bread, or
I see
toaster.
oven,
I see oven.
They didn't give me my cat.
or
Sorry, I
camera.
couldn't guess it.
Sorry, I couldn't guess it.
They didn't give me my cat
It's
and
an app?
my feather.
I know how that works. Like,
And my
if you're
cat
gonna
cat
edit
looks
somebody
like the most
Oh, he gave me the baseball. I got 2 out of 6.
I got 4.
Mm-mm.
But them robbed me too.
4 too. Yeah.
This what it look like. This the what it look like.
I was
Oh,
standing.
There's a
fella-
leaf or I guess
Oh, this
I could
They
pass.
said it look like
Both of them said I got
accordion.
4. So
I know.
my retort is
No.
I was standing.
That's their excuse.
There's no
That's my
way.
excuse.
There's no way that.
Not
looks like an
excuse,
accordion.
that's my retort. I was standing.
Okay.
So
Well, it was harder for you.
You
to
really
draw.
got 3 instead of.
I got 4, double it. I got 4 too. Anywho, alright. So Mr. Shelton was supposed to be here to tell you about that paid service teacher aid, but unfortunately he's not gonna make it. So what I did was go online. I'm gonna show you what the app looks like after this video. Well, I think it goes in it as well, but it's just 30 seconds. Designed by a teacher for a teacher. So let's click play.
Designed by a teacher for a teacher.
Volume up. So you can do your attendance, set up your grades for assignments, seating chart, cancel. So
That sitting chair thing would come in handy when you have a large class. I need to remember names.
I have small classes and I still need to remember names.
That too.
So it's an app. This is what the app looks like when you're searching for it. I thought it would say pricing, but I don't see it. So I'm gonna ask you to search on your phone and look. Do you have an iPhone, Shakira? Mm-hmm. All right, sweet. So then now I can compare between Google Play and Apple Store. So Teacher Aid Pro is what you're searching for. And aid spelled with an E. Search. Wait, in mine it says Teacher Aid. Oh no, there it is. Wait, why it's saying open? Did I install this already into my phone?
Possibly.
I think I did. But then, does that mean I paid for it?
Or
And did I serious mental block actually paying for an app? Because that's a condition that I've coined, guys. It's
You can install it.
it seems that way. So is the case where you upgrade?
Attendance,
Great app.
behavior.
Because I've always known this to be a.
unless they have a trial version.
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm looking now to see if. Because I remember testing it already, and I could only do one class on the. I could only have one class on the free version,
Okay.
but it doesn't seem to have a upgrade or so.
Mr. Plexum, I'll definitely be using.
And I'm really not the best person to ask. I'm aware of it. And subscription, activate premium features. There we go. US dollars, $1.49 per month in order. So the monthly subscription enables the following premium features for all classes: removal of PDF watermark, seating chart and PDF reports, at-risk students and bulk messages. Interesting. Google Classroom assignment sync. That won't work for us because we're not using that learning management system. We're using our VLE. Substitute teacher documents. Okay, I don't know what that means. If you have an active subscription on a different device, tap the restore button above to activate the subscription on this device. Okay. All right. So I was right.
I like how look at this assignment feature.
Mm-hmm.
It almost looks like the persons who are in the same group have the same color. So you can easily identify who's in which group. And then the graph that it gives you is in the color, the grades.
So you can set up your seat, but I think the ones that we get for, again, this is just me guessing again, because I do not remember the demo that I did. You only can do, for the free service, you can only input one course that you're on. And premium now, you can have multiple courses and so on and so forth. I'm even sure there is a limit, don't quote me. I'm even sure there is a limit on the number of students that need to be in that one class that you have access to. But nonetheless,
At-risk attendance, at-risk grades.
Nice.
Interesting stuff.
Nice. So if you see Mr. Shelton, well, you remember what Mr. Shelton looks like, Shakira?
No.
All right, maybe what I can do is ask him to do maybe a screen recording of a demo. I don't know. And hopefully he'll be able to do that.
For this?
For the teacher aid, yes. Because it's, as I said, it's something that he uses extensively, and he's been using it for at least 2 years now. And I do know that you can set up your rubric, and you just have your assignment in front of you, and you just
maybe there's a YouTube
have
for
each
it.
student. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's YouTube on how to use the teacher aid. Let's go back to YouTube. YouTube. Go click back. Updated tutorials. Oh, all right, scroll down. This looks interesting. How long is it? 3 minutes. That looks workable.
This video will explain how to trade and rubric score works together. I'm going to show you
A rubric scorer. That's a different app. Sorry. Rubric scorer is a different app. Demo video. Demo video. All right. Sven, we're in Russia.
So there is no narration?
I like how visual it is.
For one class. See, I wasn't wrong.
Question.
Oh.
Yes.
Look up, or Jeff, look up teacher aid workshop or what's our webinar. Yeah, teacher aid webinar.
App? No, leave app. Pro app webinar.
Nothing.
Oh, just it's the videos released by them. That's there. Because it's a teacher aid pro. Yeah. Yeah.
They haven't had a longer video out yet.
So go, I guess, or go to theirs. Because it's a playlist. And I guess that's where you add students. Okay, turn to volume.
The search that I type in John, you'll just see John's name. Your video will discuss how to add students to the app. Tap on the plus button at the bottom right and select Manage Students. This is the main area where you add students and build your classes. On the left here is the master list, and this will list all students in all your classes. you can tap on the search button here to narrow the search. So if I type in John, you'll just see John's name. Very easy. To the right is a class list, so you can see all the students that are on master list are in class 1 there. I can go ahead and tap class 1 and select class 2. And if I want to add any students to the master list to class 2, simply tap an arrow and you'll move that student into the class. If you want to remove a student from a class, tap the more options, which is the 3 button dots to the right of the name. And you can go ahead and say remove the class. And you'll have a confirmation just to make sure the student will be removed from that class. Any data like assignments or attendance will also be removed, so make sure you do want to remove that student. To add new students, you can tap on the plus button. If you do use Google Classroom, select that and you'll be able to link to your Google Classroom and import students directly from there. There's a separate video on importing from a CSV file. If you can get your student names and information from your district and have that in the CSV file, you can use that. You can also generate one yourself, so I do encourage you to look at that. And lastly, there's adding students manually. So if you tap on new student, it'll open up the new student area here. And just for example, I'll go ahead and type Amy Smith. There's a lot of other information here, like phone numbers, emails, addresses, parent or guardian name, phone number 1 and 2. So you can also add a photo. You can also import from your contact list over here at the top, or export from the contact list. So there's lots of ways for getting the information in. With a gender as female. But once done, tap save. You can see that Amy is added to the master list and also immediately added to class 2 as well. So if you're adding manually, it's best to
Nice.
the class to put the student in and go ahead and add a student and that'll be added there. And if you have to add Amy to any other classes, simply switch to a different class and use the arrow button there. You can see to edit the student's information, you can simply click on more options. You can copy them to another class, set them to inactive status if they're not in your class anymore, and also view their information again and edit the information. Lastly, on the top, next to the class name, are some options. You can go ahead and edit the class name. So let's say class 3 is really chemistry. You can do that, and in that way you have your names. You can also copy a class list if you have the same classes multiple times. You can go ahead and copy a class list. And
So can you name the classes?
You can also remove all the students from a class and reset a class. Alright, so there's quite a few options right there. The app supports up to 20 classes at the top, you can see. You can drag the slider to have 20, and if you have less than 20, reduce it. That way you only have classes showing up that are not needed. And then lastly, on the master list side, if multiple teachers are using the app to school, one teacher can add all the students here and go ahead and export the list, and then you can import it into a different device if you. Alright, those are the main ways to get started with the app.
Sounds cool. So let's go back to the slides. And next, right, so introduced quite a few apps. I'm rounding up. Clockify, Trello, VoxVote, Kahoot. We were progressive students and figured out teacher aid on our own. Good job.
Yeah,
Air high fives. Yeah. And then we also looked at Drawfree. Next. So, would you incorporate any of these technologies within your classroom?
Nah, too much
Yeah.
work.
Too much work?
Teacher aid, if it was, well, what is the cost?
That I do remember. I do remember it wasn't that expensive. Oh no, it was $1.49 per month.
Oh, really?
Or is it per month? That's
That's not bad.
Yeah, I do remember it not being that bad. I was just still,
Yeah, no, that's not bad. Especially for something that will help you.
and
easily.
especially for somebody who is across so many campuses, that will definitely help you.
Yeah.
Because it's just the per month, and then it doesn't matter, you have any amount of classes and students and stuff that you can put in there. So teacher aid we have a check beside teacher aid, the one that we figured out on our own. Awesome sauce. So
and
on to the
quiz
other
one for the end of the class. It'll be good,
Kahoot or Vox Vote, which one you prefer?
Kahoot, of
I
course.
prefer Kahoot.
Because it gets them more competitive.
Yes, it says the woman that won, you know. Kahoot, of course.
Best 2 out of 3. Best 2 out of 3.
No, accept your loss, Kevin. But you know, if Shakira had lost, then definitely the class would have been forced to do the best 2 out of 3. Just so you know. Clockify and but you weren't here for. Okay, so Clockify is a time tracker, where they're able now to, for each activity that they're doing, they're able to track how long have they worked, or how long have they spent on doing that particular activity. So they now get an idea overall. If they're doing scripting, they know how long it takes them. If they're doing storyboarding, they know how long it takes them, so on and so forth. Whatever it is that they're doing. Right. And then Trello, that's an online project management tool. It's not 100% free, but for the free version of it, it's quite useful.
I'll check that one out.
Very, very useful. All right, so next slide. I'm pretty sure I have teaching tips after this. Ensure that the students have access to the services before using them. So I had to collect your email in order to get some of them. VoxVote and Kahoot you didn't need to sign into anything in order to use it, right? You may want to have a mini session on how to use the services before using them for graded assessments, you know. So if you decide to use a VoxVote or Kahoot to grade the students, you know, make sure that they're good with the technology, so it doesn't feel like it's unfair. Next. So I'm gonna ask you to do a post-test. If you haven't done the pre-test, do the pre-test and then do the post-test. And if you've done the pre-test, please do the post-test so we can see how well we did.
The pre-test is
AKA
at the...
how well I did.
Pre-test is at the...
Yes, it's on day one. It's on the outline, the course outline, and it's also in the day one slides as well.
All right.
Yeah. Next slide. So, I strongly encourage, so for the animation lecturers, we have a Skype group so that we can talk. Shakira, you're under film. What program are you under?
Journalism.
It's journalism. All right. So I strongly suggest that you speak with the coordinator for journalism and try and get ask them if they can get the lecturers to start talking. Because remember from the first session, one of the things that fuels education, you shouldn't be doing this by yourself, right? Mm-hmm. You should be able to bounce ideas off persons in your discipline. What type of assessment works for what, and what type of activity works for what, and what strategy would work for this type of activity, so on and so forth, so that we can get the best out of our classrooms at all times, right? And then to the animation lecturers, because I'm the only one who posts in the Skype group, looking directly at Kevin, who is conveniently looking at his phone.
What's that? I thought we were doing the post-test.
We can do it
The
after.
Skype group for the animation lecturers,
Yes.
I'm the only one that posts in there. It should be a discussion.
It should be. Just engage us more. Just engage us more.
Next slide. You know what? I don't want to be caught on camera assaulting somebody, okay? Because then that's definitely popo worthy. So, all right. So what's next? You know, try and apply what you learn. Any of the technologies, try them out. And you don't have to limit yourself to the technologies that I showed you. You know, go out now and investigate and see what's out there and see if it will work for your classroom or not. Remember, you don't have to use all of what I showed you, because sometimes that can lead to confusion for your students and confusion for you. It's too much, right? So just use the stuff that works for you. I started talking about it. CETL, they're by the office is by SciTech, where the IFLT Interfaculty Lecture Theatre is located, and you can do a 2-year program with them for free. It doesn't matter, you can be a part-time lecturer or a full-time lecturer. You go there, it's 4 courses to be done, and you do it over the summers, and then it's summer and Christmas breaks. So you do it over the breaks. Sometimes you have some assessments to submit during the semester, but the classes are held during the break. So it's 2 years, and at the end of that, you're a certified teacher in tertiary education, right? And that you can use at different schools and overseas. It's a proper certification, okay? It can be rough, but studying education, it's not a cakewalk. To me, as I had admitted from day one, I'm not a reader, and there's a lot of reading, right? So I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just trying to prepare you to say, be prepared to do a lot of reading. But a lot of what I know is between this CETL program and what I've been learning at the VTDI, right? So it's very useful. Join the CUT classes. Remember, I've been saying it every day. Dr. White will be hosting online sessions using Blackboard Collaborate, and showing you how you use, going deeper into how we can make our VLE more engaging for our students and better for us. And then lastly, I'm gonna host another workshop. This one is not on technologies. This one is teaching material preparation, because I find that that's something, again, that we don't usually do, and when we aren't prepared properly, it affects the students as well, right? I have not fleshed out an outline or anything like that. I can only tell you at the moment, August 10 to August 14, and again, I deliberately did it, 2 weeks before the semester begins, so that way you have time to actually prepare for the semester, right? So I'm hoping that within your preparation for this semester, that you start thinking of utilizing some of these technologies, even if it's one, right, into what you do, into your delivery. Don't pack up yet. And then the next one now is actually getting your materials together. All right? Next slide, please. So, food for thought, or thought for the day. We learn. No, let's do it like prep school days. Okay, students, read it out aloud for me, please.
We learn 10% of what we read.
I'm not a part of that.
Alright, 20% of what we hear, 30% of
What we see, 50% of what we see and hear, 70% of what we
discuss, 80% of what we experience.
It's fine.
5% of what we teach to others.
So what does this tell us?
Teaching reinforces knowledge.
And so the experiences, so if we want our students to really retain what we're telling them,
Give them experiences.
we have to make them discuss it, experience it, and even possibly teach it to others, right? And then they'll definitely retain the content that you want them to retain, right? Next slide. So don't forget, follow me on Twitter at TechTeacher, or I have my WordPress that I post my stuff. And then I have, this is not the first time I'm doing a presentation for educators. And so I have quite a few slides that are available on my SlideShare. But just in case you don't know what to do, press next. I have saved you all the hassle. I sound like a infomercial, right? I'll save you all the hassle. And so now you can go directly to each of these presentations just by one click. Oh my God, stop it. So animation in education, that's another tool called, that one focuses on another tool called Powtoons. Google Apps as a teaching tool. I told you guys I'm a Google baby, so I actually was going around telling people use Google to teach, right? Digital storytelling, that's another teaching technique or teaching strategy where you develop stories. People remember stories more than they remember the content. Yeah? So sometimes educators develop digital stories for the content that they're trying to communicate with the students. We spoke about Google Forms. I did this one last year, social media in education. That's actually a big thing now. How do you utilize social media in education? I've traversed a few. And so I've listed, there's a whole lot of technology in that one. I've listed every single social media that I've ever used in any educational space. Again, that one is not telling you use all of these social media. Anyone who lives on social media know how hard it is to post on social media. So 1, maybe 2, if you so desire. And then Google as a teaching tool for creatives. So
Can't find me on Twitter.
you can find me on Twitter at Tech TEK Teacher. TEA, you have to spell it the Jamaican way, the Pato way, because Tech Teacher was already taken. So
Even the TEK teacher?
yes. Yeah man. It was crazy. It was crazy. I did a lot of searches. TECH, TEK, teacher. It was very interesting. So other sources of information, please, for the love of God, I am not a know-it-all. I don't know everything. Where I go to get information, Google for Education, I follow them on Twitter. Education on Air, I started to tell you, that's an actual online conference that is hosted by Google, and they teach you how to use their own services. Microsoft Education is who I follow on Twitter. That word next. Shh. That word next. Okay, so this is another learning management system service, but so I'm not trying to tell you to compete with Orville or anything like that, but they have a conference that you go to, and if my memory serves me correct, it's out of Florida. So a stone's throw away, but you know, like couple hundred US to get here. But it's a conference, it's an educational conference that Schoology hosts, right? So that's the only reason why I mentioned them. I'm not telling you use Schoology, I'm just simply saying there's a conference that Schoology hosts, a stone's throw away from me. And I made a mistake here, of course. That's supposed to say Moodle.
I mean, it is kind of moody.
I also follow Moodle on Twitter, and as I said, you just go to their website and you can get resources, and I think that's it. So long, farewell, I get to say adieu, adieu, adieu to you and you and you. So I hope it was helpful to you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shakira, I have 2 prizes for you. Do you have to leave exactly now?
How long? I'll wait. I'll wait for chocolate.
So Shakira needs to get a prize because she won the Kahoot challenge, right, Shakira?
Woo-hoo!
Girl power,
Supposed to get a crown.
right? And yeah, because the man them clearly was not good enough.
Demand them.
Demand them.
Next workshop. We're ready.
Here come out with demands there.
Shakira is also getting a prize because she attended the workshop every single day. Unlike some people who had us sitting down on Tuesday waiting for him, who never showed up.
Yeah, that class.
Hey,
And had you
Many
attended,
times
you
I
could have
said
got a
it.
prize like Shakira as
many
well.
times I said it did not look likely. So,
I go to the
It was
bookshop
really
Sunday and
short
buy
notice though,
two-
in his
two
defense.
you know, it was short notice and a technical issue came up. So,
The course was good though.
Tony's gonna show you. Tony, you gonna help out this gentleman for me? Yes, go quick.
What you want?
Hmm?
What you want?
So she wants me to purchase something.
All
on the
right.
shop.
Now I owe these gentlemen something. Hold on, man.
Yes, they've been the attendees.
I know, right? Especially for the VR part. Alex was all up in that. I should have said thank you to you guys as well. Because yeah, it's true.